In the previous lesson, we talked about ordered lists. So ordered lists were listing out list items and a great way to structure your lists. So another way to have lists in HTML is to do unordered lists. And all that is just a UL. So I'm just changing these OLs to ULs, and this is going to indicate what type of list we want to have. So now we've changed all of our ordered lists to unordered lists. And when I refresh it, we can see that it's going to be the same. We're going to see still the same groupings of lists, and we see that this bullet has actually changed. And this is also probably why unordered lists are probably a little bit more common than ordered lists, because these bullet points are you'll see these fairly commonly. And as well, a lot of times you'll see them being used for menus as well. So accompanied with some CSS, these are really effective ways to create menus. Again, just jumping ahead a little bit, we do have the ability to style them within CSS, and that's the thing about lists. They actually have separate styling where you can do a list style. And we're also going to be getting into styling a little bit more detail later on. So this is just an attribute that you can add to any HTML element, and you can add some styling to it. So we're just going to show you, just to demonstrate within this lesson, what can be done and how you can change your ordered lists around. So we've got this special CSS tag where we can do list style, and then we can do type, and we do the colon there, and we see here that Dreamweaver is actually giving me a whole bunch of options here. So I can do a square, I can do none. So if I do none, just show you how that looks when we go back out to the page and refresh it. So that removes out all of those bullets that we had there. And again, we did have a whole bunch of options there. So by default, it's going to be the circle. We can also we can see that by default there's a circle, there's decimals as well, there's discs. So we can just show you what that looks like. So it's the default is discs, and I think circles are actually a little bit bigger. So just show you what that looks like. So circles are actually the disc, but it's not colored in. And yeah, so there's a lot of different ways to style it. And again, you've got this option to, you can also make an unordered list into an ordered list by doing lower Roman. And so that essentially turns your unordered list into an ordered list, and that's just by doing styling. So again, it's really neat with styling because you do have the ability to change the way that HTML is outputting the content. So with the styling, we were able to change actually an unordered list into an ordered list. So there are quite a bit of options to this, and again, these are very common ways to structure your HTML document, and it really does make the content on the HTML page a lot more user-friendly and readable. And that's ultimately what the goal is, to be able to present your content on your HTML page in a readable and logical fashion.